They ignored the fact that you got chartered flights because of this girl. They ignored the fact that ratings were going through the roof because of this girl. Instead, they resented it because they said, yo, we were doing stuff long before Caitlin Clark got here, and y'all wasn't paying attention then. But now,
Angel Reese just fired back, and not in a subtle way. After being left out of a major sponsorship deal that had fans buzzing and headlines screaming, Reese turned her frustration toward none other than Caitlin Clark. The reason? A $5 million offer made exclusively to Clark, courtesy of Ice Cube's Big 3 League. No mention of Angel, no follow-up call, just silence. And now, that silence is louder than ever. What followed was a storm of tweets, cryptic captions, and a wave of fan outrage. But beneath the drama lies something deeper. A turning point in women's basketball marketing. Let's break it down. It all started with a number, $5 million. That's what Ice Cube put on the table for Caitlin Clark to join the Big 3. It wasn't just a flashy offer, it was a statement. And that statement hit Angel Reese like a brick. Up until now, she'd been positioned as one of the faces of women's basketball's new era. She was bold, unapologetic, and viral. But in the world of high-stakes sports sponsorships, buzz doesn't always translate to business. When Reese realized the deal was never coming her way, something snapped. The posts turned sharper. The press got tense. What looked like a snub quickly became a war of perception. Caitlin was getting paid. Angel was getting sidelined. And the fans? They were ready to pick a side, some with popcorn, others with pitchforks. It was no longer about skill. It was about spotlight. When the TMZ headline dropped, it didn't just go viral, it exploded. Ice Cube confirmed what the whispers had been saying for weeks. The Big 3 deal wasn't about equality or representation, it was about numbers. And in Cube's words, those numbers favored Caitlin Clark. The $5 million was meant to unlock viewership, drive ratings, and give his league a jolt of cultural relevance. Angel Reese? She wasn't even in the conversation. The media didn't miss a beat. Clip after clip, segment after segment, the story spread. And in every single one, Angel's name was missing. That silence was deafening. To her fans, it was a betrayal. To sponsors, it was validation. Suddenly, the question wasn't whether Reese deserved the bag, it was why no one thought she did.
In the WNBA. The WNBA is what a lot of people celebrate the NBA for embracing right now. It's a physical league. Now, this had gasoline because it had two megastar players, household names. But my number one theory is if the players are unbothered, we should be too.
Nailed it. I continue to say that this is competition. And obviously, if we were in this setting and no buckets allowed, foul somebody, it would be a problem because we are outside of the parameters of basketball. And so this is an emotional experience. It is a high-level experience. These women are competitive. I think the refs adjudicated it correctly. I'm with Janae. I do think there was a little extra sauce on this one in terms of having your teammates back. But to me, again, this falls under the guise of competition, and y'all got to let these women compete.
Angel didn't hold back. Within hours of Ice Cube's confirmation, she was on social media posting cryptic messages that fans instantly decoded as shots at Caitlin. One emoji-laced tweet here, a sly Instagram caption there, it was a digital side-eye felt across the basketball world. The press didn't have to speculate. Angel was mad, and Caitlin Clark was in her crosshairs. But here's the thing. Clark never said a word, never clapped back, never engaged. And that silence made the contrast even clearer. Reese looked reactive. Clark looked unbothered. And in brand terms, that's a big deal. One was making headlines for controversy, the other for consistency. And that's exactly what the sponsors saw too. Just last year, Angel Reese was the golden girl of college hoops. She had the hair, the nails, the taunts, and the title. Bayou Barbie wasn't just a nickname, it was an empire in the making. But that was then. Since entering the WNBA, things haven't gone according to script. Her stats? Shaky. Her performance? Inconsistent. The viral edge she once owned started to feel like a liability. Brands love a good narrative, but not one built on unpredictability. So when deals began drying up, skincare, beverages, fashion lines, fans noticed. Reebok stuck around, but the momentum was gone. Meanwhile, Clark was becoming a one-woman economy, and Reese was struggling to keep her name in the room. Her latest outburst? Some say it's frustration. Others, desperation. Caitlin Clark didn't just show up, she took over. From the moment she entered the league, everything changed. Indiana Fever went from footnote to phenomenon. stadiums filled, social media exploded, and jersey sales up over 1,000%. Let that sink in. This isn't hype, it's hard data. Sponsors don't gamble, they invest. And Caitlin Clark is the safest investment women's basketball has ever seen. She gives credit to teammates, avoids beef, and shows up with record-breaking performances. Her image? Flawless. Her value? Unmatched. Angel might dominate a news cycle, but Caitlin dominates revenue streams. In a league where every dollar counts, the difference isn't personal, it's mathematical.
Get it twisted, don't get it fucked up. Caitlin Clark is the reason why a lot of great things is gonna happen for the WNBA.
Angel's recent response isn't just about one deal, it's about a career crossroads. The shift from college sensation to professional athlete hasn't been smooth. With every missed endorsement, the pressure mounts. Her game hasn't silenced critics. Her attitude, once seen as empowering, is now under a microscope. Reese recently opened up about the mental toll, talking about feeling attacked, misunderstood, even silenced. But while her words stirred sympathy, they didn't shift the narrative. Sponsors don't invest in emotion, they invest in predictability. Ice Cube's snub hit more than her pride. It hit her pocket, her positioning, and her long-term brand value. Her team knows it too. Behind the scenes, efforts are being made to soften her image. The social media shade is being replaced with more heart, more humility, more growth. But in a league moving at lightning speed, image pivots don't guarantee brand salvation. Angel isn't just fighting for relevance. She's fighting to be marketable again in a game that's moved on. In the business of sports, being good isn't enough, you have to be bankable. And right now, brands are flocking to Caitlin Clark because she represents everything corporate America loves. Polished, polite, productive. She's a media dream and a marketing goldmine. Her impact isn't just measured in views, it's in ticket sales, sold-out jerseys, and booming League Pass subscriptions. Meanwhile, Angel's volatility scares brands off. From public spats to controversial on-court moments, she's been labeled as high risk. Reebok might still ride with her, but others want stability. Caitlin is exactly that. She doesn't chase the headlines chase her. And that kind of energy turns into dollars. Caitlin Clark walks into a room and advertisers know what they're getting. With Angel, it's unpredictable. One wrong move, one outburst, and the entire campaign could spiral. That's not a gamble most corporations are willing to take. This isn't about race, it's about risk tolerance. And Caitlin's safer. Full stop. Ice Cube didn't mince words. When asked directly whether Angel Reese would receive a similar offer, he said, no. No hesitation, no corporate fluff, just business. He made it clear the Big Three offer wasn't about fairness, it was about return on investment. The numbers, the audience pull, the sponsor feedback, it all pointed to Caitlin Clark. And for Cube, that's where the money conversation begins and ends. Angel's fans were furious, calling him out for ignoring a black woman who helped drive women's basketball into the spotlight. But Ice Cube didn't bite. He stood firm. This wasn't about silencing Angel. It was about platforming someone with proven commercial appeal. In his world, sentiment doesn't sell tickets, metrics do. He's not trying to start a rivalry. He's running a business, and Caitlin Clark brings the numbers, plain and simple. Angel may have gone viral, but Caitlin made the league viable. And in Cube's eyes, that's all that matters when cutting million-dollar checks. The fallout was immediate and intense. Angel supporters flooded social media, calling foul, questioning Ice Cube's intentions, and defending their favorite star. Some cited double standards, others claimed racial bias. The narrative shifted fast from missed opportunity to media injustice. But while the hashtags trended and TikToks flew, brands didn't blink. The deals stayed dry. The silence from sponsors was louder than any fan campaign. Angel's PR team tried to reframe the conversation, releasing heartfelt posts, staging controlled interviews, but the market had spoken. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark stayed quiet, kept winning, and raked in another round of endorsements. This isn't a rivalry anymore. It's a divergence. Reese is in a fight to restore what she lost, her leverage, her image, her value. Clark, on the other hand, is building a legacy brick by brick without stepping into the drama. The internet may scream, but executives sign checks, and they're putting them firmly in Caitlin's corner for now.
From the two of you, is this trending news because it's women being physical?
No, it's because of them.
Let me just call it what it is, a black and a white player.
No, I don't think it's that. I think it's because people project what they want on each of them, and those are subjective ideas that they're projecting. If you're going and have this narrative that has been falsely built that people want to do certain things to Caitlyn or do certain things to Angel, you're gonna take that moment and validate your opinion even though it's false. So like to me,
it's confirmation bias.
Yeah, it's confirmation. Thank you. Yes.
This isn't just about two athletes. It's about the evolution of women's sports and how the market decides who matters. Angel Reese came in loud, proud, and unapologetically herself. She changed the energy, brought flavor, and proved that charisma could command attention. But the business side of basketball is colder than the court, and that side picked Caitlyn Clark. Why? Because she's a revenue engine. When she steps on the floor, arenas fill and sales skyrocket. She doesn't need theatrics. She brings outcomes. Her rise has nothing to do with being safe and everything to do with delivering value. Angel? She might still have a shot at a comeback, but it'll take more than attitude. It'll take performance, consistency, and a reputation overhaul. For now, the torch has been passed, not by talent alone, but by trust from brands and bosses who write the checks. In the race for legacy, Clark's pulling ahead, and Reese is realizing the race never stops. So what happens next? Can Angel Reese rebuild her brand, or has the momentum officially shifted to Caitlyn Clark for good? One thing's certain. This story isn't over. The rivalry, the endorsements, the court battles, they're all shaping the next era of women's basketball. If you've got thoughts, hit the comments and let it fly. Is Reese being unfairly shut out, or is this just how the business works? And don't forget, real fans stay locked in. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications because the next twist in this drama is coming fast. And trust us, you won't want to miss it.